Okay, so now we have to figure out how much dirt we need to bring on site. It's very interesting. I'm going to compact, and when I compact it, it squishes it down, and it would leave a little bit of a depression or a hole unless I filled that back up as I compacted it. In addition, geotechnical technicians, designers, engineers, geo means dirt or ground, and technical means to compute something or to use technology. So this is a dirt technician. Will figure out exactly what kind of dirt or aggregate or soil or sand or gravel needs to be brought in and mixed depending on how much compaction is needed and how deep it has to be. The geotechnical engineer will also figure that out based on something called a Proctor test. Okay, we're not going to get into the specifics of the Proctor test, but somebody's going to tell you how much compaction is needed, how deep it has to go, and what type of soil has to be brought in. But you're going to have to figure out how much it is because you know how big your building pad is. Let's figure out how to do that. Again, we have a pretty straightforward calculator. If you want to learn how it's used, all of the formula are given in these. Okay. Um, but let's take a look and see. I'm going to make that one bigger, by the way. So I had a 60 by, it was actually 40 in the north direction, 60 in the east direction. My final elevation was 8 feet and going down to 6 feet. And it was 4% compaction. So this is the 2 foot deep. This elevation comes from reading my SketchUp file. This is my percent compaction. These are all little calculations that might be needed. I'm going to have to spread about 1 inch over the top of this, but it's a big area. 40 times 60 is 2,400 square feet. So in cubic feet, that's my height times the area, 192 cubic feet. And that's cool, but most rock yards work in cubic yards. So I changed it to a cubic yard. Okay, that's dividing by 27. You don't really have to know how all of that works. You just have to know how to do it. Type in your dimensions of your rectangle. Type in your graded elevation and how deep it's got to go, 2 feet. 8 minus 2, 8 minus 6 is 2. Type in the compaction that you're given, and then all of this shows up. So I need 7.1 cubic yards. And I'm going to add that as an annotation. Top and bottom elevation of the pad, the area, percent compaction, and fill volume. So I'm going to bring that down to another spot where I can read it as I go. So I need an annotation here. And I can put it right on the face and bring it up over to here. And then I've got top and bottom elevation. TOP, top of pad, 8 feet. BOP, bottom of pad, 6 feet. Pad area, it's 2,400 square feet. Percent compaction, 4% compaction. And my cubic yards are 7.1 cubic yards. 7.1 cubic. Oops, I have to get over here. There we go. 7.1 cubic yard compaction fill. And that looks a little light. Remember how we're able to look at that entity info? That was a right click. Change the font. I think I was using 14 and bold. Yep. And now I've got my site plan. So remember, I have to update this. Let's look at it over here. Oh, yeah. See, I always have to go back and hide things where I no longer want it. Okay. If I want to leave it because I like it, I can move it. Think if I can move that. I know I can get it to move eventually. I'm just going to go ahead and hide it because this is my stormwater pollution plan. And that means I have to update that too. There we go. That's how you do your calculating important building pad design parameters. I like to save these as I go. There's my activity 1.5 complete. Building pad data. There we go.